This is the moment that you're just like, why has no one created smell-o-vision yet? Because I could just place this up to the camera and you lean forward and take in all of its goodness. Hi guys, it's Anna and today I'm doing a Is It Worth the Hype video on the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. Physicians Formula is always way more expensive than any other drugstore prices. Like, you could get 3 Wet n Wild bronzers for the price of one of these guys. It's not that much less expensive than a higher end product, and I've heard so many great reviews on different Physician Formula things that I was just like, yeah, it looks nice, but I don't really want to spend that much money for it. This was the exception, and I will tell you why. So many great reviews, everyone raving about it. Everyone said this is a really great bronzer. I watched many reviews on it, and so I was like, you know what? People are saying that it smells like coconut. I love the smell of like the beach and coconuts, and someone said it was like pina colada, and I was like, that is so up my alley. I cannot pass on this, and people are saying it works good, and I just couldn't say no to this. I couldn't. I love this packaging. It is so cute. So cute. I am obsessed with this bronzer. Obsessed. So it's just shiny and has palm trees, and you can see the product. It's just shiny and it just feels so good. And I know that sounds really weird, but it does. It's just shiny and pretty and I love it. And then you just boop and it opens up. And then you get your bronzer, which is swirly, like kind of waves or sand, and that to me is beautiful too. Of course, that doesn't really matter because that's gonna go away eventually. After you lift this up, you get a mirror, which I love mirrors because they're so useful. And when you go traveling, it's like, oh, I can just do my makeup on the bed in the hotel or whatever while someone else is using the bathroom. That's usually the story of my life. This little applicator, like what? Like, I'm serious, what? Were they thinking like, oh, it's called butter bronzer, so you just smear it on your face like butter? Like, I don't know, it kind of does remind me of that, like smearing my butter on my bread. Smearing it on my bread. I don't know. I tried this out though because I was like, I can't talk about this product and not try out its applicator. I just think that if it was bristles instead of this weird sponge thing, it would have been so much more useful. It is good for like sharp areas, sharp line areas, but once you start like blending it out, this just flaps so back and forth so much that you have to hold the other side to blend it out, if that makes sense, so you have more control over it. So if you want to use it, it's up to you. Test it out, see if it works for you. It is kind of nice for the really small areas, like I said, but blending out, it's a little bit weird. It's just a really strange applicator, and I don't really get it, but it's okay because I like the rest of the product, and I have lots of different brushes I can use. This smell, that's just sunbathing, sunshine, sand, beach, water. This screams summer. The finish on this to me is like matte, satiny matte, more matte. I don't see any shimmer. There are only 2 shades. There's light and bronzer. I have the darkest one. Girl, I know. It is not that dark. It really isn't, and it's such a shame. It is really soft, like butter. Okay, not really like butter, but do you see how like light that is? Like, I'm a pretty pale, fair girl, and this is the darkest one. And that to me is kind of ridiculous. Now, for me, I'm like, this is like the perfect natural contour for everyday use. It's a little bit more warm tone, but it's not super orangey. It's not too orangey. It's not too muddy. And I think since it is so light, it just makes it look a little bit more natural. But I love it for everyday contouring because it's just so natural looking. And this blends out so nicely. Okay, so the quality is great. I have no complaints about that. It's just, this is very light. For being the darkest shade, this is This is very light. Like, I would expect this to be the lightest. So if I got light, I don't even know how much that would show up on me. I think it's crazy. Like, this should not be the darkest bronzer. I don't know if they're going to make this permanent, but cross your fingers. I really hope they do. I think that it'd be really silly if they didn't make it permanent, because I think a lot of people are really loving this. If they do make it permanent, however, I hope that they put in darker shades for our darker skin tone people so that they can love this just as much. I don't know why there's only 2 shades and they're both super light. Is it worth the hype? Heck yes. I think this is amazing and I want to own like 50 of these. The best time to buy this is if you can find some type of sale. I know Ulta had recently like a buy one get one 50% off of Physicians Formula. I don't think it's still going on, but just check out for sales like that. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and let me know what you guys think if you're going to try this out, and leave it down in the comments below, and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.